if you don't know me, my name is Riley and I read you spooky, scary ghost stories daily for your entertainment. You are welcome. Scary dream story. This is a little different than your normal content, but I love the way you tell stories and I think you may enjoy reading it just the same. Don't forget that you can send in your spooky, scary ghost story. My link is in my bio. It is scaryspookyghoststories@gmail.com. There's also my YouTube and my Instaface. Feel free to go follow those and yeah, enjoy the story. The other night I was sleeping and I had a nightmare that felt so real. I didn't realize that I was dreaming. To preface this, I want to start with a little background information. My grandfather moved to the Philippines with his wife a handful of years ago to retire. He's in his mid-70s now. I dreamt that my grandfather died and I was flying to the Philippines to attend his funeral. My grieving felt like I had genuinely lost him. My heart was so broken and I felt it deep within myself, just the devastation, crying in real time, utterly grief-stricken. My dream felt so real that I just didn't realize I was dreaming at first. In my dream, I had to take 2 flights and arrived at the second airport late because my first flight had been delayed, causing me to miss an adjoining flight. First of all, let me just stop you there, okay? That's a fucking nightmare in and of itself. If any of you people have flown, okay, you know that's a damn nightmare, okay? That's scary. My dad was there in the airport with me and was trying to calm me down about the fact that I missed my flight. Due to missing my flight, it was going to take me 2 extra hours to get to the next flight, and I was super concerned about the fact that I might miss the funeral. The funeral that I couldn't bear the idea of missing. There was a bunch of people in the airport that you would expect, sitting waiting for a plane to arrive at the gates, just scrolling on their phones or doing normal things people do while waiting at the airport gates. My dad was talking to me about how everything was going to be okay, and yes, it was upsetting, but I've healed from other losses in the past. My mom died when I was 21 in a car accident. Oh my god, this story is so heavy. I'm so sorry. My dad was trying to lessen my pain. I felt so distraught, and I just kept repeating to my dad that I just wanted to go home through sobs. Tears were streaming down my face. My dad tried to soothe me, just being a good dad. And all of a sudden, it felt out of the blue. I looked around, and then I just felt like something was off. Like this just wasn't adding up. Like this feels like real life, and yet it felt as though other people in the airport were eavesdropping, almost as though they were more invested in my situation and conversation than they should be. Like the whole group of people in the waiting area of our gate were listening to the conversation, almost as though my dad and I were the main characters in a movie or something. That's when I realized that I was dreaming. My dad felt like my dad, but everybody else felt different than regular humans. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but they felt more like the energy or presence of another human being. I remembered back to when I was listening to a podcast episode from Morbid. In the podcast, they have these episodes on occasion that the listeners are telling tales. One of the episodes was about dreamscapes. And there's been quite a few listeners that said, when you're dreaming, you should never ask what the date or the time is in the dream. When I started questioning whether or not my dream was a dream or whether or not it was reality, I looked over to one of the people sitting in the airport near us and I asked him, hey, can you tell me what the date and time is? If I was really in an airport, asking the time would be a very normal thing to do. However, when I did so, the energy of the dream turned malicious and dark. The dreamscape around me, with the exception of that person and I had asked the date and time, turned into a dark mist and dissipated. Blackness surrounded us, and the person changed from looking like a person in a black sweatshirt to an entity in a black hooded cloak. He grabbed me up by my throat with his hand and said, "You shouldn't have done that." He lifted me up by the throat and his body levitated horizontally. He started flying around through this abyss. I was facing this entity who was holding me up by my throat, holding onto his wrist to keep my airway from collapsing, and I just kept saying, I want to go home, I just want to go home. I felt the sensation of longing to go home all throughout my dream, a panicked desperation. The entity looks at me and he goes, okay, if you want to go home, I'll take you home. Anger and aggression could be felt in his response. He started flying faster and faster throughout this abyss. He flies me through this darkness, holding me solely by my neck. After what felt like an endless darkness, the darkness begins to morph into a room that I recognize. My bedroom, but it's blurred or misty, and the entity forcefully pushes or throws me back into my physical body. And with the jolt, my eyes open and I wake up. Girl, you know what you need to do? You need to write a book. I know you were just depicting what you saw, but really, can you write a book? Because that was amazing. Fuck that though. Fuck that. And let me tell you why. Okay, let me tell you why. First of all, sleeping is the closest that you ever fucking get to death without actually dying. And let me tell you something. I love sleep. I love to sleep. Okay? I love to sleep no matter what day or what time or what I'm doing. I could be on vacation in Mexico and I would still be sleeping my ass away. You know what I mean? I love sleep. So if you're in my dreams, girl, it better be a good dream. It better be like a we going together type of dream. You know what I'm saying? It better be like me buying Louis Vuitton with somebody else's credit card type of dream. You know what I mean? Because what you're describing is a nightmare if I've ever heard one. A nightmare. This cloaked person, why does it make me think of Kingdom Hearts? Listen, that was my first thought was Kingdom Hearts. Woo! Okay, weird. All right. Also, why were you just like flying around blackness of an abyss? Like, was he just like trying to decide where he was gonna drop you off? Like, I'm not getting it. Is he like Santa Claus? He's kind of just like traveling through space and time and like leaving you as the present in someone else's body? Like, I don't understand. Why wasn't he initially just taking you back to your body? Also, why don't they just lie in dreams? Why don't they just lie and tell you like, oh, it's April fucking 45th at this time and date? I know that doesn't exist. Don't judge me. For reals, why don't they just lie and be like, oh, it's May 20th? Like, okay, cool. Thanks, 2 thumbs up and I gotta go. Missed my flight. Do you know what I mean? It's just so weird to me. It's very bizarre. Anyways, do all the things. Like, share, comment, give OP your thoughts. I'm sure she would love to hear them. Okay. And I would love to hear them because I love all of you guys very, very much. Go follow on all the accounts. I love you guys. Have the best day ever. I truly, truly mean it. Love you.